facing head-on the emotions beneath the surface as we bridge from an old world of confusion and lack to a beautiful new world of freedom, abundance, and love with straightforward truth and inspired hope is what you'll find on The Charla Anderson Show. Collector and connector of fascinating people. And everyone is fascinating. Here's your host, Charla Anderson.
Well, good, beautiful day, you beautiful, beautiful souls. This is Charla Anderson, host of The Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people. And everyone is fascinating, especially you. So grateful you joined me today. It's going to be a little bit different today. I'm solo, my normal fourth Wednesday where I'm solo, and I have something different to share today. It's about a rant that I made on Facebook. So we're going to first do our little 22-second mini vacation, our little video, our little be still and know, our little time to just breathe and meditate for just 22 seconds. So here we are going to breathe in calm for 7 seconds. We're going to hold for 4 seconds, and we're going to breathe out gratitude for 11 seconds. So ready? Here we go. Breathe in some calm. Hold. Release. Relax, release, let it go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude is a key. It sure is. So last week, I saw a little meme. It says, plants are not alternative medicine. They are the original. And something stirred in me, and I went kind of crazy and wrote this rant on Facebook, and I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read it to you because, and I'm sure I have a lot of comments, and then at the end I'm going to also share some of my solutions. So let's just go there. So here I am. I'm reading this thing now. I'm turning 71 next month in November. 71. There's not one little orange bottle in my house. Not one little OTC over-the-counter pill in my cabinet. Although I do, let me see if I can get this a little straighter here so I can read it good. Although I do take some incredibly wonderful superfood nutrition and supplements, and my guest bath does have a few little OTCs. What I actually put pills and poison in the rant. So once one of my kids asked me if I had any, what I spelled in the rant, TYLXXOL. No. I said no. How many ologists are you planning your life around? So this is my rant. How many ologists are you planning your life around? I've got to read this right. I am one of the healthiest persons in my age range that I know because I don't believe in getting sick, so I don't get sick. So rare. And is that arrogance or is it authority? Is it mindset? Absolutely, it's mindset. So I know I'm here on a roll, and like I said, don't get me started. It's been about 20 years since I've been to any white coat. You do know that a marketing agency in the 40s came up with one of the most pervasive marketing campaigns ever, the white coat of authority. That was a marketing thing to get people going to doctors and thinking that they were the ultimate. And I hope I remember to tell a story about that in a minute. So if you're a Bible believer, Deuteronomy 7:15 says, you shall be free of every disease. And John 14:12, you can do what Jesus did and even more. Really, more than Jesus. And why wasn't that ever mentioned in my very fundamental upbringing? Yeah, weren't given that authority, were we? I'm here. I am. I know I'm opening up myself for tremendous controversy, and I wrote, y'all duke it out. I have zero patience for those that believe the media is to be God, and because they are not. I will add one last thought. I love you. My message is unconditional love. Love as God loves, without strings, without judgment. And the harder people are to love, the more they need it. And adding one more truth, unconditional love. This is a quote in one of my books: unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, but not unconditional boundaries, right? So many people do not love themselves enough to love others. They haven't been able to receive the unconditional love of God, and something, uh, you know, a giver can't give if a receiver won't receive, and people don't love themselves enough to receive love and to know how to love others. Then that's a little commentary in there. Something has triggered this can of worms. I am always open to old-fashioned discourse, not open to those that think that Google is research. No, Google is just search, and often it's censored, so it's not research. Try Free Spoke or something like that for the uncensored truth. Oh my, can of worms. If you care to know something about how I stay on the so vibrant, message me. I am beyond blessed to feel so good and to have incredible products supporting my health. And by the way, supplements and incredible products are probably much cheaper than doctor visits and time and energy and money and all of that. Just saying. Funny that I do not even remember the post that I am sharing that started out this rant. Oh well, want health? Ask me how. I read LOL, huge hugs. Huge hugs, friends. So what really was the meme that started all this: plants are not alternative medicine, they are the original. And then I had a friend, John, that replied. I had a lot of interest in this post, and a lot of people are, yeah, me too, no meds. And then John, one of my friends, John, replied, and he said, good job with this, sister. I have been truck driving for 26 years, and after doing 14 and a half as a Dallas City cop, retired. Wow. I've done a lot of refrigerated, I've done a lot of slaughterhouse beef packing plants and chicken processing plants and turkey and pigs and all that. And I've learned a lot in the 26 years since 1998 talking to people in the industry. And to piggyback what you said, there are two entities that are so in bed with each other that our country, millions and millions and millions of people in this country don't even have a clue. But then millions and millions and millions of people in this country in the next few months are in for a big 180-degree change in their quality of life. He doesn't expound on that. But specifically what I'm talking about is for the two entities that are in bed together is food production and also big pharma. And that's what got me started on the whole thing, because I know that, and it's sickening. And along with that, you can throw in everything in the medical industry. Yep. I'm not one of those nuclear-powered conspiracy theorists, but for example, COVID was nothing but a worldwide tactical strike on the population of the world. You can believe that if you want to or not. I do. He says, I don't really care. It truly was an orchestrated tactical strike. And you can bet your ass that in the next few months in the United States, something worse than COVID and worse than 9/11 is going to happen. So a little fear mongering right there. I don't believe in fear. I have be prepared, not scared is my take. At the beginning of 2020, I said that over and over and over: be prepared, not scared. There's much more going on than meets the eye, because there was and there is. So I'm not bringing out the fear, but there are There's some nefarious people in our world. So he didn't say all that. What I have learned as far as the connection between our food production and processing companies and the big pharma will totally scare the living sh out of you. The good part of it is God is raising up his warrior forces. God is waking up his children and networking his children and warrior forces, and not only in the United States of America, but throughout the world. And Christians have had enough, he says, so keep doing what you're doing. And the biggest part of your writing is what I have circled here in red. There is a little thing I put on Facebook every now and then that piggyback on what I've circled in red here. And it says, if you do not identify the stab wounds to your heart, then you will bleed on people who never hurt you. That's a great quote. Me saying that's a great quote to you, John. Keep up the good work. And you're looking real good these days for being 71. Nobody can believe I'm 63. Time and time again, I'm told, I tell them, with being a cop in Dallas and all the funerals I went to and the shootings I was in, and being a truck driver for 26 years, picking up and delivering all 48 states and pretty much every border crossing into Canada, overnights on the south side of Chicago, south central LA, all over inner city, Detroit, Brooklyn, along with other beautiful and very civilized parts of this country. I have had 2 careers with minimal stress, LOL. That's why I look so young, because I have not had a bit of stress in my life, LOL, he says. Yeah, the reason that, and the main reason why I look so young is because in 1999, my wife at the time and our young boys, who were 9 and 10 and 11, we started going to a very good Bible church. And at the time, Pastor Andy McQuitty. So when you have a lot of Jesus in your heart and in your head, as I know, it takes away the stress and the craziness. So all I can say is, to God be the glory, and have a great day. Now, that's my friend John. That was his whole response. And then I responded back to him. This was all last week in October. Thank you for sharing good stuff. We aren't healthier or skinnier by eating fake fats, fake sweeteners, chemically laden processed stomach fillers. Yes, the lies are real. Pharma, chemicals, and food are definitely in cahoots in a very deep way. Sun is bad. This is me talking here. Sun is bad. Eggs are bad. Salt is bad. Grapefruit is bad if you're on high blood pressure medicines. But when you eat grapefruit, your blood pressure lowers. Have you considered that connection? Isn't that interesting? So if they say it, do the opposite. I will add that in spite of what we can see in our world, the divisiveness, the anger, the confusion, all designed to keep us in fear and divided. Me, Charla, says this. I am outrageously optimistic that God wins. He's already won. And this has nothing to do with religion in my estimation. God wins. And I put, be prepared, not scared, like I said earlier, was my mantra all through 2020 in that mess. But love is the answer. I'm still writing here. Love is the answer. Take care of your family. Take care of your community. Take care of each other. Be kind. Do no harm. Do what's right. Clean up after yourself. Leave the world a better place, like my mama said. And this is me talking here. I'm still talking, but I mean it. If you leave one thing for another human being to clean up your mess, shame on you. Clean up after yourself. Pick up trash. Take your basket back. All of those little things add up. But if you're leaving a mess for someone else to clean up, shame on you. Make the world a better place. Leave things better than you found it. You can't change, this is one of my quotes too, you can't change the world, but you can change your world, which changes the world, right? Raises that old vibration. So it's basically the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And that goes back, commentary here, but goes back to the other thing that we were saying, that people don't love themselves enough to know how to treat and love others. And that's a sad thing. And the harder people are to love, the more they need it. So they need it. Love them anyway. So it's the golden rule. Lots of us have forgotten. Anyway, love is the answer. So I woke up the next morning realizing that I'm, I don't believe in getting sick, so I don't get sick and all this stuff. And I had a conviction that I needed to soften that a bit because people are hurting. And, Facebook always says, what's on your mind? So I wrote this the next morning. I have a lot on my mind, actually. My rant last night with a lot of interaction did not cover what's really behind it all. So many people are hurting. So many people are sick. It breaks my heart for those of us that have sick friends and family struggling to discern the best options for their healing. It may be you. My heart goes out. My rant is about the systems with greedy agendas, the systems that lose customers when they're healthy, when we are healthy and free. They can't make money if we're healthy and free. My heart goes out so deeply with compassion and love to all of us doing all we know to do. I send supernatural healing prayers for your healing, your miraculous healing. I don't harbor judgment, only compassion. I just wanted to share that although I'm happy to be healthy, I am beyond grateful. I am heartsick for everyone in compromised health. If you need prayers, please reach out. If you need encouragement, please reach out. If you need a listening ear, please reach out. My rant may have come across harsh, but the harshness is against the systems, not the people. You are loved and you are worthy. Smiles, Charla. So that's a long rant. That's a long thing in Facebook that I'm passionate about. I truly am. I do believe our attitudes have a whole lot to do with, I think that our mindset I teach mindset, right? Every word matters. What you say matters. Everything matters. Every word, every thought, every word matters. And so often we're kind of haphazard about our words. I don't claim, and you've heard me say it before, if you've ever listened to me, do not claim the dis-ease you might be diagnosed with, but don't claim it. Say, I've been diagnosed with, I'm doing all I can do, but don't say I have, because every word you say after I am, the breath of life of God's name, the God in you, the breath of life, is who you are, and it's who you're becoming. So be very cautious about what you claim and who you claim to be. So the media, I talked about the media. Turn off the television. I'm telling you, they're nothing but fear mongers and divisiveness. And do you know that 6 corporations own over 90% of all the media companies, right? 6 companies, and both of those are owned by the shareholder, the two different shareholder pieces that they hold both sides. They're not, if it's of fear, it is not of God. There's love and there's fear. If it's of fear, it's not of God. It can't be. So I just heard and listened to this morning this big, we're going to have a terrorist thing, and we're going to have something really bad coming soon, and we're in this election season that is so crazy volatile. We've forgotten how to have discourse, haven't we? We haven't forgotten how to have agree to disagree. And my way to say it is, man, we must have different sources of information, because I don't. Tell me more. How did you come to your opinion? Those are things that you can say and actually have discourse and conversation, rather than, I'm right, you're wrong, we're going to fight. Call it the Jerry Springer mentality. Ugh. Anyway, people, have different sources of information, and I'm telling you, if you're getting it from the media, it's not good. It's not in your favor. It's to keep us divided, to keep our instead of, if we came together and just united and started helping people in love and doing the right thing because it is the right thing, wouldn't that be something? Yeah. So this is a little bit of a different show today. I have we talked about the media, the white coat syndrome. It really is. If I can find that article, one of the articles I found about that, in the 40s, a marketing company came up with the authority of the white coat. And I was going to tell you a story. My sister was born 10 years before I was, so in the 40s. And her, when she had her first child, my sister Shirley, she was told to go home and stay in bed for 2 weeks. The doctor authority figure said, can you imagine that for the billions of people that came before us? And, they're out in the fields and they're working. They squat down, have a baby, strap it on, and catch up with the tribe. I mean, but all of a sudden, a white coat authority says, no, you can't get out of bed. You've had a baby. It's the most natural thing on the face of the earth. And when I started having my babies, that's when I came up with that. It's so weird. Anyway, but it just is back in, the Dr. Marcus Welby, I think, those shows with the white coat and the authority, and we always trusted him. And the reason, I think most people go into that field, nursing and the medical field, because they want to serve and help people. Another thing, I'm going to see if I can find the article about how our system got hijacked. And it did. Back in the early, I think it was the 30s, 20s, 30s, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, who we thought were, got rich one way or another. But anyway, he was giving out grants. They were giving out grants to the universities, for the medical school universities. And this is validated. If the university taught anything other than the chemical version or the pharmaceutical version of treatment, they wouldn't get funding. So within 20 years, every medical university just about stopped teaching anything about nutrition, the natural remedies, the things that had been working for years, centuries. I mean, it's nothing wrong with if I break my arm, absolutely, I'm going to go to a medical doctor. That they're here. Excellent for those kinds of things. But when they want to only treat you with chemicals and force chemicals on you or in you, it might be time to step back and take a look. Yep. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is what are some of the things that I do in my world to stay vibrant, right? I mean, I feel good. I look pretty good for 70, right? I have an incredible attitude. I love people, all of those things. But going back to the foods, when I had an instinct about it somehow decades ago, before it was cool, so as a flight attendant all those years, when we first got the diet sodas, we used to run trays, really short flights we always served, but we ran trays of Cokes and Sprite and, running. And then all of a sudden, we get the Tab and the Fresca. And, my former husband, we'd go get a dessert, go get an eclair and a Tab. And so the marketing was pretty incredible because consumption of sugar doubled with the introduction of artificial sweeteners. The consumption of sugar doubled. So the marketing is it counteracts, right? It counteracts instead of helping. And I read an article years ago too that if you even high fructose corn syrup, so some of these artificial things, and you think about oleomargarine coming along, so we would get skinnier. Nobody is skinnier or healthier than you look at the pictures in the 70s and before. People for the most part, they didn't have big bellies, and so the brain, this stuff, these things bypass the piece of your brain that tells you you're getting something, so it stores everything. So there's part of the crunch. And then I just posted the other day a terrifying menu of what they're feeding preschoolers and kindergarten, elementary school kids for breakfast. Lucky Charms and Pop-Tarts and nothing of nourishment. And they're getting, I saw another one too. So a child should have about 12 grams of sugar a day, maybe, and they are getting 42 at breakfast if they're having a bowl of sweet cereal and with the milk and then the orange juice or whatever. It's a whole lot of sugars that they're getting in one setting, and not to mention the colorings, and additives. And then we're being diagnosed with ADHD and all those things. There's a lot of things out there that will help. And I just saw an article yesterday that, they were ivermectin. It's been around 50 years. It was a wonder drug until they didn't want it to heal people in the last 4 or 5 years because it was doing that in some countries, some places, some people. Ivermectin. And I just saw that one of the top oncologists has said that ivermectin outperforms chemo as far as getting rid of, because it gets rid of parasites, it goes to the source of the problem. So I don't know. I'll find these articles if you reach out to me and you want to know more. I've got the articles somewhere, right? So I will share those with you. And I'm going to talk about my beloved company, Zurvita, that I've been with since 2008, so a long time. And in 2011, they came out with an incredible product called Zeal Wellness, Zeal for Life. Now it's in this format, and there's peach and berry and all kinds of flavors. Nothing but superfood nutrition. There's no the testimonies that I heard day one, standing next to the formulator and all that when we were there, the testimonies were off the charts about lowering your blood sugar. Diabetes people that went from needing 7 shots a day, or I don't know the terms because I don't get sick, I don't know what they are, to 1 or 2 within just a couple of weeks. So that was my first testimony in 2011 that I heard. And I've heard hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So 1 little drink or 2 little drinks a day of a focus, energy, health. This is a drink. It tastes great. You can mix it with anything cold. So I'm kind of giving my own commercial here. Charla, you go to Zurvita.com/Charla, Zurvita, Zurvita.com/Charla, CHARLA, and take a look or reach out to me. These are incredible products. And then more recently, we have my favorite coffee, brain boosting coffee. It's got, the lion's mane, the mushrooms and all that. It's an incredibly easy instant coffee, and it's so good. But brain boosting, why not? And by the way, they both of those products have an ingredient called stabilized rice bran. And when that proprietary stabilized rice bran has over 100 micronutrients in it, so it is building our health. It's building and serving our mind and our body. Okay, so So we're merging, we've got a collagen product called Zendora, and we're merging as we speak with Zenzino. Yeah, Zenzino. I'm just going to take my shot of Zenzino right now. Cheers. Omegas. Your body needs them. They're essential for your body, and it does not produce it. You need a balance of them. 1 to 3. You need 1 omega-6 to every 3 omega-3s. And the reason is omega-6s are inflammatory, omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. And your body doesn't produce them. They're essentials. And most of our supplemental oils that we take, the fish oils and the oils that we think we're taking for good, have been proven to not be very effective. We have a test. Test, don't guess. So we're going to take a little blood test, send it off, get our statistics back. And I can't tell you how many people say they came back, we should have 3 to 1. And they're coming back with 25 to 1 because our diets in America are so not balanced. So test, don't guess. Take the test. Get your results. Test, don't guess. And why don't we begin taking some Zenzino and get ourselves back in balance? And the people that retest within, I think, about 3 months, when we retest, and they've been taking the Zenzino omega oils, and I'm going to I will also have a link to a 2-minute video that explains a little bit about, from the corporate side, what's the difference. And it's an amazing difference. So I would love to share that with you. CharlaAnderson.com, Charla at CharlaAnderson.com. Email me. Let's connect. Let's get some healthy. All of this stuff, it might cost a little, a little more, but it doesn't cost more than doctors and medicine and pills, and the time it takes to organize your pills, and the time it takes to make a doctor's appointment and drive to it and all that. Consider all of that and how you can have some of the most impressive supplements on the face of the earth in your home. And our foods are not doing it. I guarantee you the pharmaceutical industry is spraying and chemicalizing everything. I've known it for a long time, and I will add this: bless your food. Bless your food. Bless that the good comes in. If you're going to put it in your mouth anyway, don't curse it. Don't say I shouldn't be eating this. No, if you're going to eat it anyway, enjoy it, because the vibration of the food, I think we can receive the good in it and avoid the bad. The bad just doesn't affect us if we have the attitude of just bless me. If you savor what you eat, let's quit the shoving it in, running by, drive through, just grabbing stuff. I call it, the stomach fillers that they've made to taste good, trained us to taste good. This has been a different show, but I really encourage you to take a listen and do some research. And I did say in there, Google is not, it's just research. I mean, it's searching, not researching, okay? Although I've heard that they may be being less censoring, I don't know. But there's a lot out there, but you don't want to believe everything you hear on TV. I mean, I can't even stand being in a room with it, because every commercial is about pharmaceuticals, and a whole 2 minutes of and you may die, and all the side effects. So you got to take more stuff. It's a system that we've been sold, and it's time to break it. It's time to break that. Join me. Let's get healthier. Let's get more vibrant. By the way, very few companies do double-blind studies like Zurvita did with Zeal. Very few companies will do that on healthy people. And 28% more vitality after 2 a day Zeals, 28% higher vitality, even though they weren't sick at all to begin with. So there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good companies. There are a lot of good supplements, but Zurvita is mine. I love them. I love them because of humble leadership. That's the reason I'm there. That's the only reason I joined that company, was because of humble leadership, my highest value in any business. It's been a great time, crazy today for me just to read that rant, because it was important to me that I share some of my secrets. It's not secrets, but who I am and why I am, and so passionate about that. And how can I make a difference for you? Please reach out. Charla at charlaanderson.com. Find me on my website. Find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those places. And would you do something? I never have asked this before, I don't think, but like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'm building my channel finally. I'm trying to optimize my YouTube channel and optimize my all these many over 350, I think, videos that have never been optimized. So I'm working on that. I found somebody to help me with that. So like and subscribe. Thank you so very much for listening and listening to my rant and me trying to recreate it. But take some initiative and let's try this Zurvita. Zeal for Life, Zeal Wellness. Zenzino is now the new company merged name. And I'm telling you, I love that they both start with Z. And I got to meet some of the principals in that company as well. Such a synergistic, right? Wow. Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating. Yep. And everyone is fascinating, especially you. And remember to please, always choose joy.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. The Charla Anderson Show, encouraging you to stand strong and courageous with bold faith, no fear, immense hope, kindness, and love, especially towards yourself. Visit charlaanderson.com for replays, blogs, and more on her ever-expanding website, as well as watch her live TV show on winwintv, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And so that we can continue learning together and growing this community of beautiful souls, we invite you to share the Charla Anderson Show with your circle of friends. Until we meet again next week, remember always, choose joy.